Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to this week's homework video. We managed to make it 2 weeks in a row. Woohoo! It is currently September 27th. With me tonight, we have Vicki from Reading and Stitching, also headmistress of School of Magical Stitches. We have Lisa from Shady Tree Stitchers on YouTube and Paddock Lane Designs on Facebook. And then, of course, Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff on YouTube and Instagram. That's it. And then me, Sammy J Stitches on YouTube. So this week we're going to do Magical Stitches homework, Daily 30 homework, Crystal Academy, and Sane's what they've got going on next month. Because as you all know, next month is at the end of this week. We're already through September. How crazy has this year gone? So we'll start with you, Vicki, if you want to give us the homework prompts.
We are starting the Odd Sisters. This is our last villain book, and then we finish up with the Kingdom Keepers. So the Odd Sisters have been in all the villain stories, and so we are going to be looking at this week the family tree of all the families. We have the Kingdom of Atlanta, think Little Mermaid. We have the Queens of the Dead, think Mother Gothel. The White family, think of Snow White. And the Fairylands, that would be like Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, the Blue Fairies. Oh, come on. So your whole job this week, the whole thing is 1,000 stitches on their family tree. How would you fit your prompt into the Little Mermaid's family tree, Snow White's family tree, Mother Gothel's family tree, and the Fairylands, their family tree? Okay. And if you can do it all on one whip, it is an extra 500 bonus stitches.
This one needs to be thought about.
I have mine already because I was like, "Oh, look what I got."
Of course you do. Of course you do. Okay. So I'm first. I have no clue. Okay, let's break it down though. So the first one is what? Atlantis?
Yes. So water.
Oh, where'd I put my stuff? Okay, there it is. Water, mermaids. Ooh, I think I will go with.
You got the Sea Witch too.
Sea Witch.
Ursula.
Shores.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that. It was my Shores of Hakon Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Because marine in all forms. Or we've got that new Queen of the Dark Sea, so where I really need to get some work on them fishies. But the fishies would only work for this one, so if I want to fit it on more, we'll have to see if it'll fit on Shores. So what do you got, Jessie?
I think that I have to go with my basically project that works for everything Magical Stitches, no matter what books we're covering. And that is, hold on, let me find my share button. Where'd you go? There you are. Am I sharing? Yes, Halloween at Hakon Hollow here, because mermaid block.
That really does kind of fit everything, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I used it all the time last year, and I'm pretty sure I can use it for just about everything this year. So
there we go.
Yep.
All right, Lisa.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure about doing it all on one yet, but thinking ahead to double dipping plans, I could do my little surfside cottage for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't want to multiple, like if I don't want to do the bonus, did I just say that? Did that just come out of my mouth?
It did.
I have a thought, but I need clarification on one of the others first before I can decide.
Okay.
I'm going to use my villains because it has Ursula, it has Mother Gothel, it has Maleficent, and it has them all. So I'm using this one.
Why not?
Well, that's obvious.
This is going to get like tons and tons. It's going to get 1,000 stitches. It doesn't matter how many stitches you do on each one. You just have to do 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what was number 2?
Mother Gothel, Queen of the Dead.
Of the dead. Okay.
Of the Dead.
Pretty good timing being October.
I know.
Do you have any like other things you can say about Mother Gothel other than dead?
She wasn't a witch. She was very sneaky. She talked to dead. She
Flower
talked,
thing. There was the flower thing.
yep, she used the flower.
Okay. I've got flowers in Shores of Hawthorne Hollow.
That would work.
I don't know that they're supposed to be flowers, but they sure look like flowers. You see these right here? Yes? Flowers?
Yeah, they look
That looks like flowers to me. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Look, I might be able to pull this off.
Awesome.
I'll share it again. There's a lot of dead things on this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was Queen of the Dead. So
Yeah, like you know, skeletons here, ghosts here, all these guys here. Yeah, we got dead stuff to share.
Okay, question. You call her Queen of the Dead, so would something that represents a queen also work? Like a crown or...
Mm-hmm.
well, she doesn't actually wear a crown.
No, but that would be like kind of royalty.
Yeah,
Implying.
I guess so.
You're helping me get some ideas for multi-talenting, but at the moment I'm going to stay separate, and then I'll tell you my multi-talent at the end if it works, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
So I have to work on this for a semi-sane anyway. Very scary Halloween mini-series. You know, and it's Halloween and witches and stuff. Would that work for someone who was dead?
She's not technically a witch.
No, but Halloween is celebrating the dead people.
Dia de los Muertos.
Otherwise, but if not, if you don't want me to do that one, I could just stick with the another one, which would be this one.
She was also, Mother Gothel was also, if you recall, very studious. She was very smart. She read a lot.
So I could, well, I'm thinking about the dead. I'm not on the studious, but I could do this one because it's got ghosts.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ghosts are dead.
And it's got graveyards, and she lived in a graveyard.
Yeah, so that might be a better,
Mhm.
okay. Spooky Hollow might be a better option.
Okay, the next family is the Snow White family.
Does that mean elves?
Huh?
Dwarves.
Does that mean dwarves?
They were not. No, that
No.
They're not part
So
of that.
what does Snow White's family entail?
Snow White's family is the evil witch.
Mhm.
Snow White, the king, her mom. Snow White, she liked to ride horses. She was very, very prim, very proper. So a lady would work on this one.
And royalty again.
Royalty again, because she was a princess. So that would entail a crown.
Also the apple. Don't forget the poison apple.
Don't forget the poison. Someone was using a fountain in their design because they said they would live in a castle, so they would have a fountain in their yard.
Okay. Well, my easy answer here, I'm not quite sure how I would fit the shores.
Well,
but my easy answer would be Fairy Tale Lands 1, because it literally has Snow White on it. Like, right there. So I could definitely go there. Do y'all see anything on shores that stands out to you?
Are they apples hanging from a tree?
they have a fancy house. There's a fancy house there.
Yeah.
And they look like apples on the bottom left one, second from the left.
Second from
Down. Down. Cross. They look like apples hanging on a tree to me.
Okay.
The
So-
one with the ship in a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see it.
So that would work.
There we go. You see?
I'm not going to share it again, but Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow has some witches.
Yeah.
Okay, I could pick multiple ladies or fancy houses,
Mhm.
but this is one I'm thinking maybe might do for all 4 of them. Once Upon a Fairy Tale, because we've got the water,
Mm.
we've got like Royal Queen. I'm sure one of these maidens could be Snow White somewhere, so I'm thinking Once Upon a Fairy Tale, I might actually do 1,000 on that.
Okay.
What was the last one?
Fairylands.
Mm.
This is
Blue.
harder.
Actually, no. The Blue Fairy.
They're really fairies, pixies.
Blue
Well-
fairies, pixies. Hang on. It's also got. I'm looking right here. It's got Sleeping Beauty, Belle and Beast, Maleficent, the King and the Queens. It's got the Blue Fairy, the Pink Fairy, you know, Merryweather, Fauna and Flora. It's got Cinderella's fairy godmother.
Could you
So-
could you do your magic study because she's in a magical bedroom on a bed, like Sleeping Beauty?
Well, that one has a dragon in it, and Maleficent is a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Okay.
just fitting Hawk Run Hollow. That's what
Okay,
I
well,
Well, I was
Put it-
looking
put
at
it
it
back up again.
because the stars and the twinkling in the sky, that might be pixie dust or could be a fairy fluttering away.
No.
Make it up. Make it sound good.
My Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow has a pumpkin block, and pumpkins and Cinderella are kind of.
There you go.
So I was thinking to fit my shores a little extreme because it doesn't say Tinkerbell in particular.
Nope.
she's a fairy.
But she's
But
a
she is
fairy.
a fairy. And at one point she uses her fairy dust to make the ships fly.
Mm-hmm.
And I have ships in Shores of Hawk Run.
That would work.
It's stretching it out there.
This is one of those wide open tasks. As long as you can spin a story, I'm going to go with it this week. Let's be honest. I am 6 weeks into virtual online teaching. I've already had a cold. And so, yeah, I wanted an easy week this week. So if you can make it fit, we're going to go with it.
Okay. Lisa?
Well, fairy tale, Once Upon a
Okay.
Fairy Tale, because that's plenty of fairies and stuff.
Right.
So I think I will probably aim for doing all of them on there, but if not, I can go back to the other ones.
Okay. All right, and we know Vicki has all 4 met, so that's magical stitches for this week.
Mhm.
All
Yep.
good. All right, so Lisa is going to take us away with Daily 30. Remember, Daily 30 is a closed group. They are not accepting new members. We speak of this one to show you how we double dip and to show you our thought process on fitting prompts. So, and helping those that are in the group. So take it away, Lisa.
All right, this week is all about the Jetsons, that fantastic, cool, futuristic cartoon show that they lived in Orbit City in the year 2062, but it was actually developed in 1962. And you can build a challenge this week. Jessie, you'll be pleased to know. And you can do 300, 400, or 500 stitches in each of the prompts. So the first one is that 24 episodes of the Jetsons aired between 62 and 63. And it was revived for an additional 51 episodes from 1985 to 1987. So the prompt is to revive a whip that you have put away for a while.
Okay, Vicki, you're first.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to pick because I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into my whips, all my whips back there, because I've got like 300 that I haven't touched in over a
Go find
year,
one.
year and a half. And I'm just going to reach in and grab one. I don't know.
That sounds like fun.
Huh?
That sounds like fun.
I know. I've been playing in them all weekend, organizing them.
Okay, so I'm actually going to do something I typically wouldn't do, and that's I'm going to pull out of the understudy box, even though it's not time for that. I'm going to do it for this one prompt because I haven't worked on it since last October, but also because I need 200 stitches in it for it to go in the No New Starts next year. So I am pulling out Life is an Open Book Paris.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
It's so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Great colors.
Yes. Okay, Jessie?
So October for me spells Dark October Stitching. And I have this project that I haven't worked on since October of 2018, which is hard to believe. But so this is Witches of Salem by the Primitive Hair. This picture is terrible, I'm sorry. But that is going to be what I work on.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to do my first double dip of the week. And since I've decided to do Once on a Fairy Tale, I haven't worked on that for months. So I'm going to dig that back out and double dip 500 stitches of that with half of Magical Stitches. Okay, next one. In 1962, less than 3% of American homes had a color TV set, and The Jetson was ABC's first show to be broadcast in color. So you need to stitch with any color except black or white. And it doesn't specify it has to be just one color. So I would imagine you can stitch with any color as long as it's not black or white.
Mm-hmm.
Vicki?
Okay, I am going to stitch on one of two options here. Not that one. I'm going to work on Jingle because I need to do some beading in another group, and I can bead on this one. I have Jingle, and I have, oh, where's my other one? Why is it that I can't find the ones I want? I have my Halloween one. So it's probably going to be Jingle because I can't find Halloween.
Okay. I think I would dip this one with Shores of Hawker and Hollow. I not really using black or white in it. Well, I guess I would have to avoid the words because they're black. But I could finish out the sunshine and the water, no problem.
I think I might also double dip this with Halloween at Hawker and Hollow. It's a ton of black in that one, but I can avoid the black with a bunch of other stitches in other colors. So that's not a problem. And I am skipping around a bunch of white in this moment right now. So easier to count on Halloween.
Right.
Well, I'm thinking I need to wait to hear whoever's talking about Crystal Academy, because I think I'll pick something that will double dip with that. I have lots of projects that don't involve black and white, so it doesn't ring any bells for what I'm currently already selected if I'm doing with Fairy Tale.
Right.
Okay, the next one is in the show, The Jetsons traverse moving walkways. Inventor Alfred Spear patented the movable pavement in 1871, but it wasn't until 1958 the first moving walkway appeared at an airport. Stitch on a piece that has something you might consider futuristic in the design.
Vicki?
Futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I don't know. Because y'all know I usually stitch more historical pieces.
You can add 100 extra stitches to do alternative stitches should you choose to.
Yes, I know.
I know, but we don't like to.
Futuristic. Okay, I know what I have to do. I need to restart something. So I could, would this be too much of a stretch? Could I restart my polar bears and count that as a futuristic ice castle?
I mean, I don't know that ice castles exist as of yet.
No, you could definitely try.
Worst that can happen is I restart a project and it doesn't get counted.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And you need to do it anyway, so Sounds
Or
like
you
a plan.
just better safe than sorry, throw an extra 100 stitches in there and
Mm-hmm.
it'll count.
Yep.
Let's see, futuristic. What do I got? What do I have?
Well, I could also use Lucy. I could also use my monkey on a toilet because monkeys don't usually sit on a toilet and wear little Mary Janes. That could be a futuristic thing.
Oh gosh.
You could spin a story, then in the future you'll adopt a
What?
monkey for a child.
We're in trouble if that's in our future.
Oh,
Wait,
wait,
come on.
he's going.
Isn't Lucy cute though? She's got a little dress on. She's got little Mary Janes.
She's wearing Mary Jane's, which is definitely not a futuristic shoe style.
I know, but it is to put a monkey in Mary Jane's.
No, I really don't know.
What about one of your pretty littles?
Done with them.
Okay, put your whip album up and let's see.
Share a screen.
Cause yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm thinking I could restart that. Let's see, futuristic.
I feel like I have a lot of things that are words these days.
You do at the moment.
What
What about that
about-
little mask?
The mask?
Yeah. It could be like a futuristic eyewear.
Possibly.
It looks like an old-timey mask though.
I know.
I know.
What about your mythical creatures?
I mean, none of them actually exist.
Yeah,
So-
no.
That we know of.
Hang on.
I'm thinking like my brain's going to robots and like electronic stuff.
Yep.
That's where like my brain's stuck.
Hey, what about your monsters? Go to your monster house.
Like Haunted Mansion? Oops.
Well, that could be a futuristic. You have a flying cat.
Like
Um,
the future is we're all dead.
This just really got morbid.
oh my
The hard
gosh.
one for those of us who are old-fashioned stitching.
Scroll down. What's up there? What about you could use your pretty little Paris because in the future you're going to Paris.
I'm done with oh, you talking about this Paris?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
It's very old. Historical.
Paris is an old city.
I mean,
What's on magical? You could use your magical study. Because you're having a futuristic of a cat wearing a tutu and you have a pet dragon flying around.
I mean, either way, no matter what I do, I'm gonna have to spin some sort of story because
Mm-hmm.
you know.
What about your unicorn? That's going to be a normal pet in the future.
Right?
Okay, I'm gonna be right back while we're waiting because I've got my
Your
oldest dog.
cat. Your cat waiting for Santa. It's a very stylized little cat.
You also have your butterfly cat.
So according to this homework group, the future is animals in clothes. Well, I'm heading in from sampler September into dark October stitching, which is just a whole lot of primitive style. We can scroll through here if you guys want, just for the sake of trying to come up with something for people watching.
Well, I like your haunted house again. But actually, you're in the moment's fairly futuristic.
You think?
Yeah.
Very organic.
Yeah, but that's it. In the future, we're going to be very organic. She's got blue hair. That's futuristic.
That's true. That's leading futuristic.
No, 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 no.
You don't want us to say fantasy, Sal, right?
No, I really don't.
Hey, that is the trick looks familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really anything else there.
No, there's really not.
Oh, that bottom left. That's
This is 5
futuristic.
o'clock. So
Yeah,
based on a tile from the 1970s.
I know, but you could pretend that in the future you eat all your food by drinking it.
Oh,
It does remind me of the Jetsons. I'm just saying.
that's true. It's got that aesthetic. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. That one would be a good one for me to work on. That would be like a really fast finish kind of a project.
I
Okay.
think they're your only choices. All right. Well, I had absolutely nothing. I could not stretch it at all. So I did a new start of Pretty Little Sydney. Because I think these buildings look futuristic, even though they actually exist in my city.
Yeah.
So that was my answer. I could not find anything. And like Vicky, I don't like to do alternative stitches. I like to do what I'm told. So I got a new start. Okay. We took so long doing that, my thingo has shrunk. Okay, in 2007, Forbes figured out what 25 fictional companies would be worth in today's market. Spacely Space Sprockets, where George Jetson worked, ranked last on their list at number 25. Factoring in inflation and algorithms, Forbes started the sprocket manufacturing company would be worth $1.3 billion. So we have to stitch on something that might use a sprocket purchased from Spacely.
You are muted. Okay.
I noticed it. I didn't understand this prompt. So we have to stitch on something that we would buy in the store, something,
Something that has a sprocket.
what's sprocket?
A gear.
A gear.
A gear.
A gear, all right.
So like a bicycle might be all right because it's got gears in it.
Mm. Or any kind of vehicle.
Mm. Or any sort of machine that is like a movable machine.
Trouble.
So
I am seriously in trouble.
Houses, because I mean, like a dishwasher or garbage disposal or those type of things with gears in them.
I don't know how like generous they are, but you could use your laundry one, Sammy, because it's the actual washing machine. I think if you've got one of those cut open houses and you can actually see something in it, but I don't know if they'd accept here's a house and a house would have a washing machine in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We don't know for
Okay.
sure.
Would a bathtub have a gear because you have to turn the faucet?
No.
This is an old fashioned. I'm shooting, but I'm trying here.
You're trying.
I would be able to say I wouldn't be able to say that definitively, except for the fact that we just tore out a bathtub and had to fix it. So I know what's in it.
I'm thinking my shores because the big lighthouse, you know, the light turns. So the mechanism to make it turn would probably use gears.
Okay, I got it. Lisa, can you pull up your castle?
I can. Give
Thank
me
you.
a minute. Certainly can. Here's one I prepared earlier.
Okay, I'm going to use my castle. Lisa and I've started the same castle because you have to have a gear to drop the door
Oh, the drawbridge.
Yes.
and the drawbridge. You have to have a gear to do that.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's good. Like that one.
So, yeah.
Okay. I went with Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow because this train has got to have a gear in it somewhere.
Okay.
And I like that double dip.
I'm not going to double dip very much right now.
No. I'm trying to look for things that I might be able to.
Here's your cat. Oh, your fairy tales would probably have something, Lisa.
It possibly would, but I'm just looking at yeah, either that or the castle. So I don't know. Can we have a quick look at my fairy tale and see if we can find a gear, or is that
Yeah,
too hard?
Let's see if we
Give me
can
a
browse
second
through.
to find my fairy tale because I would prefer double dipping as much as possible.
Thinking that bottom corner with the ship probably has a portcullis. And
Yeah,
those
let's have a look.
years.
Mhm.
Is that the right way to say that word?
Well, it also has a ship has the wheel, and the wheel has to turn to, right? When that counts a
Yeah,
gear.
Yeah, there's gears in a ship.
I reckon there'd be some gears down there. Okay, cool. I'll double dip. Thanks, guys.
Mhm.
Okay, next one. Astro has the same voice as Scooby-Doo. Don Messick provided the voice to both cartoon Great Danes, and it was on the Jetsons that Messick affected with Royce Ral the Raz. Scooby would not come along until 1969. So Stitch on a Whip with the dog.
I'm going to be working on my advent calendar because there's my dog.
You're going to miss those when they're all done.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not, but you are.
I vote no. Okay, let's see. What has a dog? Everything has a cat.
Right?
Dog.
Now don't you miss your advent animals?
No, I don't.
Shores doesn't have a dog?
No.
Nope, and the ship would have a cat in it hiding to eat the mice, not a dog.
Would a wolf count as a dog?
Yep, part of the dog
Yep.
family. They're canines.
Hold on.
I don't have one of those either.
Yeah, like, what about Anzac? Does Anzac have a dog on it somewhere?
I bet it
does.
has a.
Yes, it does. On the left, just above Ned Kelly, there's a little dog standing on the back of something.
Or a dingo.
Yeah, it's a
That's
little
what I
dog.
was thinking.
Down, down, down.
Yes.
There, that's a dog.
Okay.
Plus, Julia has a tendency of sticking a dog in her designs.
Well, that is the long
If she
dog.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this.
Oh, looking good.
And I am going with, I can't believe it, but Garden of Erie by Plum Street Samplers has a dog. Excuse me, I'm using interest here, but there's that.
Fantastic.
Got lucky.
All right. Well, I actually had a new start prepared that I was going to start anyway. And this is called Mountain Cabin. And look at that great big German Shepherd in
Look
the
at
middle.
Gorgeous.
So that's what I'm going to start for the dog. And then, because Shirl likes to be incredibly challenging, the bonus prompt is in 1986, Jane, Get Me Off This Crazy Thing, The Jetsons was a top-selling dance single sitting on the chart between Run DMC and the Pet Shop Boys. It peaked at number 9 on the singles sales charts and hung around for a few weeks that summer. Put Stitches into a whip that has a copyright in the 1980s, and you can't do alternate or build a challenge because it's a bonus. So it's 500 stitches will get you 25 tokens if it was copyrighted in the 80s.
Nope,
Oh, bonus for me this week. Like,
me neither.
Well, while Vicky's thinking, unless she thinks fast, I'll pull up mine. I actually found one. I just got to get to it. It'll be in last year's whips.
Vicky Polavon is 1994.
Yep, here we are. My whip from last year, or one of my many whips, was actually Holiday Homestead by the Prairie Stooler. 1986.
Look at that.
So I've been working my way through. I've done 2 of the little things. I've done that one and that one. So I'm starting on this little swan here. So that was good. Do you have Lavender and Laces, Told in the Gardens, Butternut Roads? Probably
I do.
more. Some
I do.
of those might be some of the original ones of those. The older ones of them. The Prairie School is up to number 15, I was told, are in the 80s. So I just scraped through, maybe number 16.
I'm just going to have to dig and look. When did the Celtic Ladies come out?
They're new.
They're newer.
They're the 90s.
Earth Dancer?
Maybe.
Okay.
Spirit Dancer?
That's all.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Man, she's killing us on this one. We all struggled on this one.
Yeah, this was a tough week.
She tends to, it seems that she tries to alternate more difficult weeks with simpler weeks.
But she used to alternate the difficult week with the lower stitch counts, whereas this time we got the big stitch counts and the difficult week.
1-2 punch, but not
That's all right. Got to do 1,000 for magical stitches anyway.
All right, Jessie, what are we looking at next month in Sane?
Okay, so I'm going to go through some of the faster things. We have alphabet soup, and we are in the midst of T, but that ends on the 6th. So then after that, we get into U for 2 weeks, and we'll finish out the month with V. Is anybody here doing the alphabet soup?
I was, but U and V are not coming up
I got
good. I
got U and V. I got U and V. Hang on. Of course I do.
Vicky's got them.
Of course, 500 words. She's got it.
She should.
I have an unopened gift, a visit, and a wreath.
Nice. If I was caught up on my Halloween sampler that I was doing for this project, then for this whole big year-long event, then I'd be with you there, but I am not. Okay, let's see. The this or that for October is sports or books?
Bugs.
Books.
Any of the Amy Stewart bookshelves, for starters.
Like mini Alice in a Dolly Dream, because Alice is from Alice in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is a non-counting, so you just post a starting and a stopping point.
Okay.
We have an event that's coming up with no details yet, called Halloween Town. So, and there is nothing on that. So,
Well, last year that was when they did that like murder mystery, and it was really cool.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if maybe they were trying to bring something like that back.
Do we need to post a funny GIF on there and say, "Hey, we're waiting"?
Maybe. Okay, another non-counting event is called Halloween Treats, and it is you work on something that is a spooky whip or a whip that would scare you, and use it like a voodoo doll. Stab it with your needle. And then a little bit more lengthy is the Around the World Challenge, and this month we are going to the Middle East. So the first task for that, as always, is 5,000 stitches on anything. Then we have 5 tasks at 1,000 stitches each. So the first is anything to do with the Middle East.
So what sort of things would we think jump out of our heads at Middle East? Because that's the one I haven't fielded yet.
So desert, the Middle East it's a desert kind of area.
Does that include kind of like India and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Is that included in the Middle East?
It's on the edge of the Middle East.
Yeah, I mean there are parts of India that I think are a part of the Middle East.
Because I'm thinking like, you know, where the jewels on the fancy head dresses and elephants and that sort of thing.
What about like Middle East reminds me of Aladdin and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So could I do my fairy tale because it's got all those magical ladies and things? Like it could be a pretty harem girl in there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how loose they go with this. I was gonna do so this last one we were in Africa, which includes Egypt, but Egypt is kind of also in the Middle East, and so I was gonna do something that might be a little bit more Egyptian influence, like the mummy on my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow.
Okay, so I did a little research. It says the Middle East is the common term for a region consisting of countries in Southwest Asia and at least part of North Africa.
So if you're getting into Africa, you can get into like safari, right?
Well, it's separate from that. Like we're not in Africa.
No, we're not.
Anymore.
We're okay. So it's, I don't even know how to say this, and Bahrain,
All right.
Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, the Palestinian territories, Saudi Arabia, Syria, United Arab, Yemen, Oman, O-M-A-N, Oman, okay. And okay, I'm not gonna say this right. Qatar,
Qatar.
okay. And Egypt is usually, so, and they're also saying Turkey and Morocco, so that would be Aladdin. So that means I can double dip with my villains because Jafar is on my villains. Okay, I have to go let Ella in.
That dude there looks like he could be that sort of country cool dude, doesn't he? He's like shirtless and he's like looking a bit like the Aladdin sort of suave dude.
Yeah.
That's as close as I've got. It's worth a try.
Okay. It's going to get a little easier from here. Number 2, hamsters were first discovered in Syria. 1,000 Stitches on a Whip with small animals. Anzac, anybody?
Well, there is that, but I actually was going to do something different. She's got her animal thingos.
Yeah, my little raccoon's small.
Yeah.
I still in September, so I'm starting things for a few more days. And this is a koala scornu. And so there's some little koalas.
Okay.
I like Dinah's the Trick and the Treat. You've got this little rat down here.
Uh-huh.
Up here. Well, spiders aren't animals, but you know what I mean. They're small.
I was looking at that too.
And that's good because a lot of Halloween things have those sorts of animals, so that fits in with Dark October.
Mm-hmm. All right. Number 3, Saudi Arabia is known for deserts and camels. The ship of the desert. Stitch at least 1,000 on a whip with a camel or a ship.
Shores.
Fairy tale or my Surfside Cottage for a ship. And of course, we haven't actually mentioned this video, my usual go-to, but I'm trying not to go there because there's so many others this month. I could always do my camel on my Amazing Animal Kingdom. I'm sure there's one there.
Mm-hmm.
I have a camel.
Nice.
Good.
K for camel? Seriously?
No, it's no. This is at Christmas, so K for king. If you look, there's the North Star.
See,
Lovely.
and then your Advent is a
Huh?
camel. See, the cashmere camel.
Oh yeah, there's a C in my camel, my other one too. But I also need to work on this. So.
And I have a ship in Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow.
All right.
Number 4, the Dome of the Rock sits in the heart of Jerusalem and is a holy artifact to both Muslim and Jewish faiths. Jerusalem is important to Christians because that's where it is believed that Jesus was brought as a child and presented to the temple. Stitch at least 1,000 stitches on a whip pertaining to one of the 3 faiths: Christianity, Jewish, Muslim.
Okay, I have this one quite easily. It's another new start that I had planned to do anyway. And this one here, it's hard to see, but it's called the Nativity. And it has the birth of Jesus, so it fits in with the Christian faith.
Mm.
Okay. I will be working on my first Christmas because there is an angel and that fits in with the Christian faith.
I have Time for God.
Mm-hmm.
Is also part of the Christian faith.
Mm-hmm. I think that I may go with, believe it or not, Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow because of the tombstones, which is kind of a Christian burial tradition. So, on with there. Okay, and number 5, Not Al Udaid, forgive me, I am sorry, has one of the most unique landscapes between desert and sea on the Qatari coast of the Persian Gulf with views of sunsets in a myriad of colors. Do at least 1,000 stitches on a whip with at least 5 beautiful sunset type colors.
Okay, double dipping here. My mountain cabin, you can't tell me that is not a beautiful sunset.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So that's easy, and that means I'm doing 1,000 stitches on it and doubling all over the place. Wonderful.
Doesn't have to be a sunset, correct? It just has to have the colors.
Correct. Sunset type colors.
So I'm going to work on my teacups because there is a purple teacup and a pink one, and pinks and purples makes a beautiful sunset.
I would actually go with, because I get to pull this one out now, is autumn. Because the orange and the colors.
And finally, something that just actually works in this moment. She's got sunset colors. So that's
Yes.
okay. And that is pretty much it for Semi-Sane. It's a rather light week or light month.
Yeah.
Mm.
So until we find out about that Halloween Town thing.
All right, so the last group we have to talk about tonight is the new group, the Crystal Academy. We found out recently that while each of the sets of tasks is for 2 weeks, we get them every week. Okay, so the new week, I thought I had it pulled up, but of course I don't. Where'd it go? That's the question thread. That's why. Okay, I got it right here. The first one, so this week we're doing, what's it called? Technomancy.
No,
That's the one we just finished, right?
it's the first week or the first.
We're doing forensics.
Forensic studies for magical use. Okay, and so the first one is called Ecopini. I don't know, I'm making that word up. Task 1 is something winter, snowy, or ice.
Really?
And Jessie, you're first.
Okay. This is going to be really interesting for me because it's dark October and there's no snow in October. But, I mean.
Well, if you do it really fast.
Yeah. I mean, Farmhouse
Well,
Christmas, I need to get at least one of those started.
And it's only 300 stitches, so that would be
Yeah.
enough to get it started. That's just over the 200.
Yep. And I need to get at least a couple of them started so that I have them available to me for next year. So it's probably going to be Farmhouse Christmas. Because it looks like that's all I've got that actually has some visible snow in it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Okay, well, I got another start that I was going to get started, and this is called the Angel, Lion and Lamb, and it's definitely snowy. So I got a hell of a lot of full coverage in my week. Lucky I've just learnt diagonal parking things, girls.
Am I next?
Yep.
So I can do 2 things. Actually, I may do 2 things because I may do it twice. George is crossing the Delaware. There's ice. And then really, I was muted.
No, you were fine then. You only just muted. It's all good.
You probably hit your space bar.
I probably did.
We heard George in the Delaware.
Okay, so I can double dip because there is a snow scene right here in this. So
Sure is.
I can double dip if I want to, or I can work on George, which really probably needs my attention.
Well, you know, I was really confident that I had something for all these tasks, and now I'm looking through and I'm like, I don't have anything winter or snow.
Yeah, you do.
What?
I saw Let Me Swear. That's a snow elf.
Okay, well, mine did not go there. So, snow owl. I really thought I had like something Christmassy though.
Sugar cookies.
Does it have a snowman? It might have a snowman. Look.
I mean, it's the prompt said wintry too. didn't
Yeah.
it? And at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, that would be Christmas.
Miss your books animals now, don't you?
Have you got any fancy ladies or anyone? What about Alice? Is she wearing long sleeves and long pants? Because here in Australia, winter just means you wear a pair of jeans and a jumper.
No. Now, I could use sugar cookies. It has a snowman on it. But I'm going to start some stuff soon anyway. So January from Wordplay says winter, has snowflakes, has a snowman. I think I may have to start it. I mean,
Yep.
Aw.
Well, did you have anything else planned for the 29th? This month?
I don't know yet.
So do that.
But I do need more smalls started for next year because I was looking the other day and I'm down to like 7 smalls. That's not going to work for me. I have 21 mediums. Okay. So number 2 is an animal with claws. I mean,
With claws?
mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, I'm not going to show that again because like 18 times, but there's cats in that.
Cats have claws.
Mm-hmm.
Claws.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. I'm starting the Autumn Lane Stitchery Lunar Witch on Thursday, their new release. The flying monkey from Wizard of Oz, does that have claws? Because she's holding one of those.
Don't know.
I don't think a monkey has claws. They have a paw.
Okay. Okay. That is Halloween.
But we did talk about earlier, Thine is the Trick and the Treat, and it also
Mhm.
has that. That has-
Yeah, and you could double dip that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's most likely something with claws in Once Upon a Fairy Tale.
Mhm.
Dragon.
I'm imagining a dragon or an eagle or something.
Mhm.
So I might double dip that.
Mhm.
Alternatively, I could actually do more on that one I just showed you because obviously the lion has claws.
Vicky?
I'm going to use my villains because there is a tiger right there and a lion, and we all know they have claws.
Okay, so the next prompt, and this is one thing I find very interesting about Crystal Academy, is they throw in prompts that encourage working on other crafts. So if you have something else that you want to work on, but you can't ever get away from your stitching to do it, they encourage working on those things. So our third prompt for the first set is diamond painting or beads. Now, last week it was knitting or crochet, and they added on diamond painting because their point was to be all inclusive. So they are pulling diamond painting back in again, but with beads as the alternate because it has something to do with the spell. Like, I don't know. But
That's beads or French knots.
okay, I missed the French knots part. But so, Jessie?
I have a diamond painting that I can pull out that I haven't worked on in probably over a year. I've got nothing that's ready for beads right now. Nothing. So I'm in diamond paint.
Lisa?
Okay, well, I started this last week, Thomas Kincaine's Beyond Spring Gate, and can you see all those French knots? There is bucket loads because it's an embellished cross stitch, so I will be French knotting.
So the question I have then is, well, I have two actually. How many diamonds and or beads?
It's 300 beads or 1,200 diamonds because they consider 4 diamonds to equal 1 cross stitch.
Okay. And is this a project that has beads, or is it you must do 300 beads?
You have to do the beads.
Okay. Okay. Making sure.
All right, Vicky?
Well, I'm going to be working on that jingle and my Halloween piece once I find my Halloween piece, and they're Mill Hills, and they both require beads. So I'll do the stitches for one group and the beading for another.
There you go. I don't have anything ready to bead. And I don't actually currently have a diamond painting, but my daughter does, so she just lets me help her out a little bit. And we've been working on Stitch. He's so freaking cute. So, and what's nice is you can kind of tell where the diamonds aren't and where the diamonds are because it's kind of faded back there. So 1,200 more on him. So, and it actually goes fairly quickly. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So, all right. Our other set for this week is Transulo. The first task for it is something that can be opened.
Something that can be opened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I really like this group because we can get really, really kind of out there with how we make it fit. And I'm going to go with this lotus flower opening for at least one. And I may do this one multiple times, but a lotus flower opening is the first thing that popped in my head. And then obviously anything with a door.
Right. Yeah, because opening and blooming are the same thing. Lisa?
Well, I really want to try and double dip as much as possible. So I'm wondering whether or not you guys think that this would be a good option. I mean, that fishing tackle box can be opened in Mountain Cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So that would definitely work, and I could double dip that, but I'm already thinking of using that for one. So I could also, working on, where are they? See, I have too many things going. I could do this one, because obviously the door of the Surfside Cottage could be open, and that would be a lot quicker for me to do than more on a Hade when I've got like 3 or 4 Hades to do. Or the Nativity, can't really see it, but they've got the jars of frankincense and myrrh and whatever, and you'd have to open them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Vicki?
So I've got a couple of options. I can double dip with my teacups because you can open the lid of the teapot to put water in.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other one I was going to work with? Well, oh, this one. Because my gift, you can open that gift.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Shores of Hawk Run Hollow so that it's triple dipping across
Yay.
groups, not in the same group. Because the lighthouse has windows that can be opened, there are doors that can be opened, stuff like that. I do want to put in here that if you decide, okay, I'm going to do the prompt twice because maybe a teammate can't do it twice or whatever, you have to have a different reasoning for each time. So if Jessie wanted to use in this moment, because the flower bloomed and that's opening, she couldn't say that a second time. She would then have to say she opens her eyes. Then she could use that same thing twice. Or the option is to pull out a different whip and have a completely different reason. I say that because of a future task we'll get to in just a minute. So task B for this one is designer name in the word enter. So the designer name for the project has to be E-N-T-E or R. Okay?
Designer name.
It says designer name. It does not say design company. I didn't look to see whether or not there was any questions about that. Just FYI.
Okay.
Designer names and design companies are not necessarily the same thing.
E-N-T-E-R. Okay, bear with me.
We definitely have reputation on that.
Okay. I'm going to pull up the questions real quick and just see.
Okay. I'm going to share here just so that y'all aren't looking at me looking at a screen. And I'm looking specifically at my Halloween pieces here because that's what I need to look at. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. Carriage house, hand blessings, primitive hair, Stacy Nash, Prairie Moon. Yeah.
Wait. What about, wouldn't that be a Nora Corbett? Your Raven Queen?
Well, it's under the design company Mirabilia. So the question.
Wait, so are we doing, wait,
No.
But the designer would be Nora.
Yeah.
designer. So you could do Nora Corbett.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she qualifies. So then, if we're going there, then Hand Blessings, the designer behind Hand Blessings is Eileen Gurak. So E for Eileen.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the stretch that we're taking? Are we doing just first or last names? Are we doing just first name?
I believe it's just her last name.
First or last name?
Mhm.
Stacy Nash here. Vinnie Tan, Tan is her last name. Okay, I have options.
Well,
They said anything about it in the question thread? Sorry to interrupt, Lisa.
sorry.
It does say, okay, the full thing right now, it says a whip with the designer's first or last name or company, beginning with one of these letters, E-N-T or E-R. There you go.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well,
Lisa.
that will make my life. Oh, that will make my life better, because when you made me do the designer, I was going to have to do more on this one because Thomas Kincaid would fit, but I don't really want to. So design companies with those letters. What jumps out?
Well, you do have a Nora because you have Alice.
Nora.
Yeah, I have Nora's. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look because
Joan
I
Elliott.
don't necessarily want to do another. Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I at least can do I can do 300 stitches. There are cross stitches as well as French knots, so I don't have to do another 300 French knots.
Right. Okay, Vicki?
Well, I am starting a new Nora tomorrow night. I'm starting Geranium, but I can also work on My Dressmaker's Daughter by Nora Corbett.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's what I'm going with.
My computer won't load, or else I'd tell you something. I do have Nora because I have Lady of the Flag. Let's see.
who designs for Little House and Country Cottage?
Diane Williams. Diane Art. No, Diane. Yeah.
Won't work. That's what
I
I'm trying.
don't know anything.
I'm thinking. Well, and I have Garden Prelude.
Mm-hmm.
I really like her. I think I'm going to go with Garden Prelude unless something else double dips and I can make that work. But Garden Prelude. She's so pretty. And I haven't gotten to work on her since my birthday. So.
Oh,
All right, the last one is door or entryway, which is why I was explaining the opening, because we also have door. So you can't use the same door for both prompts. You would have to use like window for opening and door for if you want to use the same project. That's why I was kind of going over that earlier to make sure that we think about that when we come into this.
That is important. Oh, it's me.
it
Sorry about
is.
that. Good news is with Dark October stitching, there are a myriad of haunted houses. So, Haunted House by Clouds Factory. Oodles, doors, and openings. Let's see here. One of my big focus ones, like I mentioned earlier, is Witches of Salem, and the witch house has a door. That picture is terrible. So just oodles of choice and things for me.
Well, I want to double dip as much as possible, so you won't be surprised to see this one come up. There's plenty of openings there.
Yep.
And Vicki?
I am going to work on my cardinal because he's actually sticking his head out the door.
Yep.
I'm going to use shores for this one too, and the reason is because I can say windows for something they can open and door on the lighthouse for a door. So
Cool.
I can get 2 out of that one. Okay, so that is it for Crystal Academy. Again, those last 2 weeks, but we'll still get some new prompts next week. Will we get? I think we don't next week. I think we have our first scrimmage next week.
Ooh, okay. They're definitely changing things around, aren't they? Everything's like, you can't really predict too much. It's great.
Right, but they do have a schedule out, so you can go and look and be like, okay. I mean, you won't know the task, but you know what's happening. And then every weekend they've been throwing something at us. So this weekend, we got a bunch of characters, or like, I'm gonna have to show you all this.
Hybrids.
So each of the dorms is after a mythological animal, or not even necessarily mythological, because I think the caracara is an actual bird. But so these hybrids are 2 of those different dorm representatives merged together. So you have to talk with your teammates and try and figure out which 2 it is. Each one has a different stitch amount. So then the 2 combined would have their own stitch amount, and you have to stitch that exactly. You cannot go a stitch or 2 over. You have to stop, take your picture at that exact stitch count.
That is what I'm working on right now, so I can get it done before I go to bed.
Which number are you working on, and what is your guess?
I am working on number 5. We are guessing I am guessing it is a jackalope and a nightcrawler. What'd you stitch?
Not expecting you to be that forthcoming.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's whether it's wrong or right until the end.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean,
go with that, then we're in trouble.
and I mean, so here's how many people are not going to other people's photo albums and checking to see what their guesses are?
I understand there may be people doing that. I don't have the time, man.
But you can go to anyone's photo album, look it up, and see what their guess is. So, I mean, seriously.
I had mine all stitched.
Huh?
I had mine all stitched yesterday. I was ready to post it, and then we realized I put the wrong blooming word on it. So now I've got to do it all again today.
I'm going to share the screen so y'all can see what the hybrids look like.
The word's banana, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I put pumpkin. I don't know why.
Just making stuff up over there, Lisa.
It's not for anything.
So the one Vicki says she's working on right here is this. I can definitely see the jackalope in the head. That's not a problem. But then figuring out, I would say ostrich for the bottom, but that's not one of our options.
Yeah, that's what I said. I literally said, "Hey, that's an ostrich," and they're like, "We don't have that option." I'm like, "Oh."
There's
All
nothing
right,
called
then.
ostrich.
But it's a bird. An ostrich is a type of bird.
Well, I thought it was that one, the
Caracara?
yeah. But they're all swearing, no, it's a nightcrawler. And I was like, well, all right, I'll just go. I'm going with the consensus here. I just said, y'all tell me what to stitch.
So
I'm stitching number 3.
number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that looks to me like a lion and a beaver.
Yep. I said a lion's head on a gopher butt.
Yeah, there you go, gopher. He looks
What is that?
I don't
It
know.
looks like I thought a guinea pig with a lion's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what house is that?
I don't know.
The top, I'll just manticore. And the only reason that I'm able to call that out is because I am a representative of Dorm Manticore.
Right.
Could not tell you what the gopher butt has to do with.
Well, and we should probably, like, I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but I am Cara. Jessie is Manticore. Lisa is Rougarou.
Rougarou.
Wendigo. So again, this week, none of us are in the same house.
No.
So I think it gives you a nice variety. I think it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I'm doing number 1, okay? And I don't remember what the guesses are, but my stitches total 380. So I have to do exactly 380 and then say what my guesses are. If you're wrong on both counts because your stitch count would be different or the guess would be different. So it's kind of an interesting something different. Like,
It was a
pull that out.
brain teaser puzzle that we spent entirely too much time on.
I was lucky. Rita Marie sat down and figured mine out.
Oh, that was nice.
Well, I sleep during the day,
Yeah.
and so I woke up to 100 Facebook messages between my team trying to figure it out. And I looked at my phone, one eye, like I just woke up, and I said, I just woke up, send me a summary. I was not reading through 100 messages to figure out what was going on. So
I was with you, and the last message I read was, all right, there's only 2 left. We need to claim them. And it's like, well, hold on, guys. 2 members of your team are asleep. So obviously we'll claim them as soon as we wake up.
Right. Well, we had 3 that we were waiting on when I got up. So,
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for us this week. I hope it was helpful, maybe. I feel like we were hemming and hawing quite a bit this week, though.
Yeah, there was lots of.
All the groups decided to be difficult. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. Okay.
Wait a minute. Magical Stitches wasn't difficult.
Beg to differ.
It was not. It was open. You could work on anything.
Just a
Bye.
All righty. Well, we will see y'all later. I don't know when, but soon. And thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.